There are places in this world that seem to collect stories like dust bunnies under a bed, and Denver International Airport is a champion collector. It's just an airport, right? A place you go to lose your luggage, overpay for a bottle of water, and sprint to your gate like you're in the final scene of a rom-com. But for some, DIA is much more than that. It's a puzzle box of secrets, a concrete testament to hidden agendas, and the epicenter of some of the most enduring conspiracy theories of our time. People whisper about secret underground bases, strange murals that predict the end of the world, and symbols that link the airport to clandestine societies. These stories are a wild mix of partial truths, misunderstandings, and pure, unadulterated imagination, creating a legend that has become bigger than the airport itself. The fascination with DIA is understandable. Before we dive, secret societies, doomsday bunkers. Let's talk about the airport itself. Denver International Airport, or DIA as it's commonly known, opened its doors to the public on February 28, 1995. It was a massive undertaking designed to replace the older and much smaller Stapleton International Airport. Stapleton was struggling to handle Denver's growing air traffic. The new airport was built on a colossal 53-square-mile plot of land. It was the largest airport by land area in the United States. The entire island of Manhattan could fit inside its property lines with room to spare. This sheer size is one of the first ingredients in the conspiracy recipe. It creates a sense of mystery and vast, unseen space. The construction process was anything but smooth. The project was famously delayed, opening 16 months behind schedule. It also went significantly over budget, ballooning by nearly $2 billion. Officials pointed to a series of problems, including persistent labor strikes, frequent design changes, the disastrous failure of a new, highly complex automated baggage system. The system was supposed to be a technological marvel, whisking luggage through miles of underground tracks. Instead, it chewed up bags, misdirected carts, and caused system-wide chaos. That embarrassment became a primary reason for the delayed opening. This troubled beginning helps explain why conspiracy theories took hold. When a massive, taxpayer-funded project fails publicly and expensively, it breeds suspicion. Let's get straight to the biggest, most popular myth of them all. The idea that a massive, secret underground base lies hidden beneath the floors of Denver International Airport. This isn't just a rumor about a few extra storage rooms. This is a full-blown theory about a multi-level subterranean city. Proponents claim there are vast tunnels, secret bunkers, even living quarters deep below the airport, all built as a safe haven for the global elite, billionaires, politicians, other powerful figures, to survive a coming apocalypse. They say this is the secret headquarters of the so-called New World Order, a shadowy cabal. The evidence is mostly circumstantial. Believers point to the sheer amount of earth moved during construction, a reported 110 million cubic yards. They argue it's far more than needed for a standard airport, suggesting much was for deep underground structures. They also cite photos and videos of sealed-off doorways, maintenance tunnels, and vast, empty spaces from the airport's early days. The failed automated baggage system gets woven in. Some claim its failure was a cover to build a secret underground transit network. Airport workers' anecdotes fuel the fire. Stories say workers stumbled into off-limit areas or saw hallways that lead to nowhere. People report unusual vibrations in parts of the airport, supposedly from massive machinery deep underground. The airport's distance from downtown Denver is also called suspicious. Its remote location could hide secretive activities. All these pieces form a terrifying picture of a hidden world beneath travelers' feet. The myth turns the airport into the nerve center of a global conspiracy. Now let's switch on the lights, take a look at the facts. Does Denver International Airport have an extensive network of tunnels and large underground spaces? Yes, it absolutely does. Their purpose is far from a secret shelter for a global cabal. These subterranean levels serve practical, even boring functions. They're standard for an airport this size. The primary purpose is logistics. There's a basement level beneath the concourses. It houses the airport's train system. The train shuttles passengers to the main terminal and to the gates. That alone needs lots of underground space. Beyond the passenger train are service tunnels for moving baggage, supplies, fuel. The automated baggage system, infamous for failing initially, required miles of tracks, conveyor belts, and maintenance corridors, all underground. Parts were decommissioned, but infrastructure remains. The tunnels let airport staff and vehicles move efficiently without interfering with aircraft on the tarmac or with passengers in the terminals. What about the huge amount of earth that was moved? 110 million cubic yards sounds astronomical. But consider the project's scale. The airport sat on rolling prairie, which had to be flattened and graded to make level runways and buildings. This cut-and-fill operation balances highs and lows. With a 53 square mile footprint, moving that much dirt matches engineering estimates. There's no public construction record evidence the Earth created secret multi-level bunkers. Sealed doors, mysterious hallways, are common in large evolving buildings. DIA officials have been open about their underground infrastructure, even giving guided tours to journalists. The truth? Logistics, not a lair for villains. Section 5. Myth number 2. The apocalyptic prophecies of the murals. Perhaps the most visually arresting element of the DIA conspiracy lore is the airport's collection of public art, specifically 2 large murals by artist Leo Tanguma. In peace and harmony with nature, children of the world dream of peace. These vibrant, sprawling paintings have become infamous. Conspiracy theorists claim they are prophetic warnings, depicting a horrifying future of war, genocide, environmental collapse, followed by a sinister one-world government. They point to disturbing imagery, a fearsome gas-masked soldier, the soldier's sword and rifle, crying children lying among rubble, a line of weeping parents holding their lifeless babies. Details are scrutinized. Letters on a block, the species of the animals, figures in the background, believed to form a hidden code revealing the elite's plans. The interpretation has spread across the internet, YouTube videos and blog posts dissecting the paintings. The murals are presented as a brazen act of hubris, hiding a sinister agenda in plain sight. The art is not creative expression, but a confession. For believers, walking past these murals is like walking past a blueprint for the apocalypse, a chilling message from the people planning it. The emotional power of the imagery is undeniable. The myth taps our tendency to find patterns and create stories when faced with ambiguous art. The murals have become the primary visual evidence for those who believe DIA is a monument to coming global tyranny. To understand the murals, we must look beyond the frightening imagery and consider the artist's own words and intentions. The artist Leo Tanguma is a Chicano painter and muralist with a long history of creating art focused on social justice and community empowerment. He has explained the meaning of his DIA murals numerous times, and his interpretation is vastly different from the conspiracy theories. According to Tanguma, the 2-part mural is a story about the triumph of peace over war and the importance of environmental stewardship. It is not a prophecy of doom, but a plea for a better world. The first mural, with the terrifying soldier, depicts the horrors of war and violence. The gas-masked figure represents the destructive nature of conflict. It harms humanity and the natural world. The crying children, the grieving mothers, are not a celebration of death, but a lamentation of its tragic consequences. Tanguma has said his work was inspired by anxieties of the Cold War era and the universal desire to protect children from harm. The second mural shows children of all cultures coming together to destroy the weapons of war, the hopeful conclusion to the story. The airport clarified the art's meaning. In peace and harmony with nature, depicts the struggle to overcome violence and environmental destruction. Children of the World Dream of Peace imagines a future where that struggle has been won. Great art is often challenging. It can elicit strong emotional responses, but that doesn't make it secretly sinister. Believing the murals are a secret code requires ignoring the most important source, the artist himself. People are free to interpret art how they want, but the New World Order prophecy falls apart when confronted with the documented truth of the artist's intent. The conspiracy theories don't stop with tunnels and murals. They extend to logos and other art installations. One of the most prominent targets is the 32-foot-tall blue horse statue that greets visitors as they drive into the airport. Officially titled Blue Mustang, the sculpture has earned the ominous nickname Blucifer from locals. Theorists point to its terrifying appearance, glowing red eyes and a muscular, veiny body, as a symbol of evil. They often claim it represents one of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, specifically the Pale Horse of Death. This myth is tragically amplified by the real-life story of the statue's creator, artist Luis Jimenez. In 2006, while he was working on the massive sculpture, a large section fell on him, severing an artery in his leg and killing him. For conspiracy believers, this was no accident. It was the curse of the demonic statue. The airport completed and installed the sculpture after Jimenez's death, which believers say proves a sinister purpose. The glowing red eyes were intended as a tribute to the wild spirit of the American West and his father's neon sign shop, but are read as demonic. Beyond the horse, a dedication plaque bears the square and compasses of the Freemasons and mentions a New World Airport Commission. They analyze the runways, claiming they form a swastika from above, linking the airport to Nazism. Every detail becomes a potential clue. Interpretations connect disparate dots to form a predetermined pattern. This approach, apophenia, is the engine that turns design choices into dark omens. Runways prioritize winds and safety. Plaques acknowledge participants. A temporary committee ran opening festivities. Facts dissolve the sinister narrative. The stories surrounding Denver International Airport are a fascinating case study in modern myth-making. They take a massive, complicated, sometimes flawed public works project and weave it into a narrative of epic proportions, complete with villains, secrets, and prophecies. We've seen huge underground spaces built for trains and baggage become bunkers for the elite. Challenging works of art intended to promote peace reinterpreted as blueprints for an apocalypse. Simple design choices and dedications twisted into secret symbols. In almost every case, the myth is more dramatic, but the fact is more logical. The DIA saga shows how easily suspicion can fill a vacuum of information, and how the internet can amplify rumors until they feel true. This doesn't mean people who believe these theories are foolish. It means we are all drawn to stories. We look for patterns. We seek explanations. Sometimes a grand conspiracy feels more satisfying than coincidences, cost overruns, and artistic choices. The real truth of the Denver airport is that it is simply an airport. Complex engineering serving millions of travelers a year. The secrets are found not in hidden bunkers, but in public records, engineering blueprints, and artist statements. The airport itself has even leaned into the fun. Playful campaigns that wink at the rumors while pointing to mundane reality. Before accepting a dramatic story, ask, who is making the claim? What is their evidence? Is there a simpler, more logical explanation? We can enjoy a good mystery and the creativity of a wild tale, and still arm ourselves with critical thinking, balancing wonder with